we teased this a couple of days ago, and I'm happy to follow up on it. But we were talking about Bruce Springsteen. Remember when he called into his own Sirius XM channel? It was hilarious. Just to test the phone number out to see if it worked. And then he got through and he was talking about all the projects that he has and that he's working on. And he mentioned briefly that because he wasn't touring behind Western Stars, that he had done a concert film that he was going to be releasing. We have some more details. We don't have every single detail, but the Toronto Film Festival, Toronto International Film Festival, announced their lineup. And Bruce's concert film, which is also titled Western Stars, is in the lineup. So we know that the film is going to get its world premiere there, which is awesome and really exciting. Thing that kind of stinks is we have to wait till September, but it's not too bad to wait a couple of months for this thing to come out. And when you think about timing wise, if he is going to go back in studio with the rest of the E Street Band, that's probably going to happen late September, maybe early winter and in time so that they can get out and, start running around the world touring again for next summer. That's the hope. So, we're pacing ourselves, still enjoying Western Stars as a record, a couple more months to go. Actually, really, it's just a little over a month to go until it'll make its debut over at the Toronto International Film Festival in September. So super exciting. So here's the details that we do know. Tom Zimney, who directed Springsteen on Broadway, the Netflix special, he came back to co-direct this along with Bruce Springsteen. It is not just a straight-up concert film. It is footage of the boss performing the songs, reflecting on life, rock music, and the American dream. So I don't know if it's similar to Springsteen on Broadway, where he's just on stage doing all these things, or if we're going to get Bruce on stage performing, cut away to him somewhere else talking about music or life or whatever. To me, I would love that second thing. I mean, I'm going to be excited about this no matter what. But I love this dichotomy of, again, following Springsteen on Broadway, which is hugely successful, the conversation, the talk, the discussion, along with the music. I think that's fantastic. We don't have an exact date for the premiere of the film, but the Toronto Film Festival listed it as a closing night film. Festival runs from September 5th to the 15th, so one could assume it's going to be on the 15th. What's really exciting about that, more so than the date, is most of the times at these film festivals, they do put, they put the headliner, they put the big film, they put the most exciting thing in that closing night slot. Now, sometimes, depending on how big the film festival is, and Toronto's huge, there could be 2 or 3 films that are in on closing night, but it doesn't take away from the fact that, get excited, because this is going closing night film for the Toronto International Film Festival. That is really huge. Really, really, really huge. And by the way, it's not the only performance, or I should say the only appearance by Bruce at the film festival. Bruce is also in a new rock documentary called Once We Were Brothers, which is Robbie Robertson and the band telling that whole story. That will premiere at the Toronto International Film Festival as well. That screening will take place at the opening night of the festival on September 5th. If you're unaware of festivals, closing night massive, opening night sometimes just as huge, if not a little bit of a sub-headliner as far as the film festival game goes. So Bruce is going to be prominently up there in the northern skies. What do they call it? The North Star? That's what they're calling Toronto now. That was on the Raptors jerseys. So he's taking the Western Stars up to the North Star. So good for him. Good for him. I'm excited for this. I think it's going to be great. Again, I said this a while ago, and I believe it to be true. We are in a little bit of an exciting time here for Bruce Springsteen fans, because you got the great solo record, which is new and different. Now this film, recording of the E Street Band, and all the excitement that comes with a new E Street Band record, and then a tour to follow that up. We're in for like a year and a half, 2 years of just nothing but phenomenally new Bruce stuff to consume and enjoy. It's awesome. It's amazing, and I absolutely can't wait for it. Also, just as a little side note, Jake Clemens is releasing his second album, Eyes on the Horizon, in September. One really has nothing to do with the other, but Eyes on the Horizon, September 6th. It's a 10-track collection, which is available for pre-order right now. There's links and more information up at wehm.com. Clemens wrote 9 of the 10 songs on the album, which includes a cover of Leonard Cohen's 1992 tune Democracy. Jake put out 2 tracks as digital singles in advance of Eyes on the Horizon, Democracy being one of them and Consumption Town being the other. The latter song features guitar contributions from fellow Bruce Springsteen collaborator Tom Morello of Rage Against the Machine. So that's pretty cool. Jake's going to be doing a couple of headlining shows, 2 in Asbury Park, coincidentally 1 in Toronto, but on October 1st. Wouldn't be surprised if he's there a little bit early for the film thing with Bruce. And then a couple more in Montreal and Belleville. Nothing else besides Jersey for the metropolitan area. So if you dig on Jay Clemens, you got something to look forward to there as well. Lots of news in the world of the boss.